This conference will now be recorded.
Today we are going to discuss about database migration from MySQL from on-premises to AWS and AWS to S3 also. So for that we are going to create the database same as we created last week, last session. So here I am going to create the database. Creating database is very easy. First of all, you already know how to log in into AWS. Then look for the RDS service. So in RDS service, you can go to the database and you can create the databases here. If you see the databases instances, there is no databases. Now I'm going to create the database. So how to create database is very simple and straightforward, but based on what database you are selecting, some databases are free, some databases are chargeable. So here I'm selecting the MySQL. It is available free tier. Okay, so I can select the free tier and you just to go and you can give whatever the name you want. Suppose apps apps db something. You can give any name. So then the user is always an admin user, and you can generate the password or you can provide the password welcome 123 welcome 123. This is the password I provided, and you know how to this whole setup like default server default so they are providing one CPU with 1 GB. So with free tier, if you select other than free tier, you can also have the big missions as well. So and also just to go with the storage, default to storage and connectivity, make sure you can enable the public access so that you can able to test and you can able to connect to this. Okay, and choose the existing VPC. Yeah, we are going with the default VPC only, and any specific data center you want to specify, but we don't want, you can go with the default. So that's all. You just go next, create the database. So once the database is created, this is the AWS database. So in the meantime, our aim is migrating database from on-premises to AWS, right? So imagine I have already one Unix server. So I'm going to install the database here, and that database I want to migrate to AWS. That's what we are planning, right? For that, I have a steps here for database creation. So I can go to the database creation steps. So we can create the MySQL database here. So we can just to follow this. So MySQL database installation, right? So yesterday we connected from remotely. Now I'm installing the local software. So this is already the software is installed, and this is the client repository is installed, and we we configured this, and this is the client side operation, right? So client side operation we did, not from the AWS side. So like if you want to create if you want to connect to the local database, suppose for example, so systemd MySQL, so we can check is there any database is running or not. Yes, it is running. So is there any databases are there in the local mission? So for that we need to connect to the database first. So how to connect to the database? So you can just give the this user like MySQL hyphen user root. So you can able to connect to the use root. So but it is not allowing because there is a access denied and root local user and all. So if you get this error, then what you need to do, you need to take the temporary password from MySQL. So there is a temporary password they are providing. So you need to grep for that. So the temporary password is this one. So we need to provide the password while logging into this user. So once you see, so MySQL hyphen P will give you to log in into this. So this is not AWS. So what we did, so I installed MySQL yesterday, right? If you remember. So if you are not remember, then very simple. Just you just to go to this thing. then you can install using the community edition. So now the database is ready. Then you are connecting to the database using root user with -p option. The temporary password is here. So once this password is ready, then you can set the password, whatever the password you want from here itself. So once we set the password, the next time onwards we can use that password. That's all. The default password was like provided by the system itself. You can select that. So I think you understand the up to this part, right? If anyone not clear, let me know. So what is our job here? So I'm creating a database in on-premises, and I'm going to migrate the data from on-premises database to AWS MySQL database. Here, my server is there. In that server, I have a database like MySQL database. This MySQL database, I want to migrate to the AWS. That's my job. So for that, what I am trying to do, so I'm creating a database in AWS. So it is running now. So in the meantime, what I'm trying to do, I'm going to my local machine, and that is my EC2 instance, any Unix box. So then you are just configuring the repository, and you are just going through repository, and you are installing the MySQL community server. So MySQL software, we installed this one. So this I already installed yesterday. Otherwise, you just execute this command. It will tell you that software is already installed like that. So then my software is I started the MySQL database. You can go with MySQL. These thing are like this is the another version. So 8 point something. So instead of that, I'm just going through default version. So now I started the database, then I am trying to connect to the database using MySQL-p, but it MySQL by using -u root user. So, but it is asking password. So then we are getting the password from temporarily. This is by default whenever you installed the software in Unix box. So the default password is located in this. I just collected that and I tried using this username and password, then we connected to the database. Now the prompt is ready. This is my SQL prompt is ready. So in this prompt, like I just tried set password equal to password, whatever the password. This is the MySQL command. You want to set any password or something like that. So I set the password, then we are all good. Then from here, I can create a database, whatever the database you want. You can create a database. Yesterday we did, right? Same way, you can create a database and database name. Then you can check whether it is created or not by using show database. You just take a session and you can also try parallel also, right? So just to employ the database is used. Then I'm connecting to this database. Use means I'm just using. That means I'm going to that database. Now I'm in employee database. Here I'm creating a table like create table, salary, employee, and all. So here I'm creating three create table. The table name is employee, table name is salary. So in database, employee database. For employee database, I'm creating a salary table. So in that, the employee name, number, and the name and salary. Three fields I'm creating. So these three fields I'm creating here like salary and all. So now we can check whether this is available or not. Show table will give you the information also. Show table will give you whether this table is created. Show tables means it will give you all the tables. What are the tables we created? We created only one table in this, that is salary table, right? So the salary table is created, and you can also describe the salary table. So describe means to see the what are the fields and all. Like you can see employee name, number, and number, name, and salary is there. So that is the table we created, right? So then you can insert the values. Insert the values means for this actual value, name, user name, and all. See, for example, here the user insert into the table name, employee number, name, salary, values equal to whatever the values you want. So it's very easy and straightforward. the same way you can insert the another user also. So we already did second user. So now we already inserted the two rows also. Then select star from this is the command to see whatever the values you entered. So Mike and KB, these two users are created with these two salaries and all. So it's very easy, straightforward. So that is the way how we can create the insert into the salary and all these things. So please go ahead. Any questions here about how to create the database? And this is the remote, this is local mission. So you can create one more database also if you want student database and table for student and all. This is the another example. So that this is the way how we can create the database in local mission. Very simple. Create database, show database whether it is created or not, use database, enter into the database, then you can create a table. And that table, once you create a table, then you can show the table and describe the table. If there is any entries are there, then you can add the entries and select star from the salary. You can see what are the tables are there and all. So these tables of data I want to migrate to AWS. That's what my actual plan. So, like you have, like as of now, only two tables, but maybe thousands of tables, thousands of databases, doesn't matter. Everything I can migrate from on-premises to AWS once you get the request for that. So for that, the next step is we already initiated connected to RDS database. So RDS database means relational, I mean the database which we are creating in AWS, right? So here the database I already created, I initiated some time back, and the database is available in the meantime. So then I can connect to this database. If you remember, like yesterday we connected, right? So the same way you can connect to the database using the database identity. Here you need to provide the database identity -p port number. This is the password I provided. So whatever you provided, just you can connect to the remote database here. So this is the up to this is local. Then create RDS instance with the MySQL database and connect to the RDS database. So once we connected, right? So this is the local system. Keep like that, and I'm connecting to the same system again. So look like my system is not there. So I'm connecting to the my I have a server like a light sail server, right? So let me connect to that and find the IP address of the server. So like you guys are understanding what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
So I connected to the AWS server. I'm connecting to the AWS server with another session. So because even you can do from the same session also, but only thing is we need a database connectivity. So we need to connect to the database. For that we need a session. So I'm connecting to my remote server. So I just connected to the server. Now let me go and change the font. Yeah, we are almost there now. So this is the one more session. We have two sessions now. One session is local mission, local database is ready. So the other session I'm connecting to my remote to database. You are understanding, right? So this is my remote database.
Yeah,
So
it is connected to Workbench, MySQL Workbench.
no, something wrong with this. See admin user and apps DB. Is this correct database? Yeah. So now we need to connect to this database. Something wrong with this database connectivity. Maybe security group, you already know, right? That we need to fix. Let me find out, is there any issue with this database while accessing? So maybe a password also I need to check one time. So let's see my database. I'm not able to connect to database. Here it is saying MySQL-H database name -p port number. So the user is admin user. The user is admin user. Then admin user we are connecting. So -p password. So welcome 123. It is saying unknown host. That means something wrong with our. I mean the while copying maybe I'm not copied properly this thing. So the URL. So let me go to
Endpoint. Yeah.
endpoint. Yes. So endpoint is the most important. That is the only the access point to connect. So look like something wrong with that maybe. So let's see. So I'm connecting now. Otherwise password issue. So unknown database name. So yeah. Now I connected to the remote database. So here, if I go to the tables or something, right? So if you show SHOW, show DA, TA, BA, SES, so you don't see any databases here. See, if you see show databases, right? You don't see any databases. So databases, you don't see any databases here because so see, you can see, but these are the system one. But the one which we created employee is not here, right? Because this is the remote database. But if you go to the local database server, here if you try like show DA, TA, B, TA, BA, CS, this thing, you can see there is a employee database. Can you see that? Now this employee database, whatever the table, the data we are migrating to this location. The data we need to migrate to AWS server. So, please go ahead. Any questions here? The white one is AWS. This one is the local. Okay. So now coming to our aim is local desktop to AWS, right? So in AWS also we need the structure, the same structure, employee table. So that we need to create a table like employee database we need to create, and we need to check that whether it is created or not. Yes, it is created. So whether it is created or not. The second one is use the employee database, and I am going to that database and I am creating the same structure as old, I mean the local table. Okay, because while copying the data here also the same data table and everything should be same CABLE table tables. Okay, so here tables, that's all. So you can see there is a salary table is there, but you can see the structure also. Structure also it is there like employee here, this thing. That is what the other server, right? So now if you see the data from this table, you don't see anything because it is not copied. Not rows is not copied from the server, right? So now the actual action is migration. Actual migration is started. So while migrating, you need to take the dump of the employee dump. TCP MySQL dump is the command. You are taking the databases, employee database into one file as a root user. So create this, once you create this, then you can export. This is from local mission we are trying. So not from here actually. So we need to go from prompt, and here MySQL, you are taking database as employee database and this thing. So now coming to the password, I think I remember like we provided something password for this user, right? So welcome at the rate of 123 password we provided. So this password is needed. So now there is a file, there is a backup file is created. Can you see this? So what we did, MySQL dump. Sometimes how to take the backup of MySQL. MySQL dump is the command. Hyphen databases. Employee, what database you are talking about? Employee database. Hyphen R, whatever the new file name as a user root you are taking as a backup. This backup file is having all the data, rows and everything now. But it is in tabular format and all, but we need this data to AWS server. So you are understanding, right? So now I have the file, backup file. I have the backup file. It has all rows and columns. So whatever rows it is, it has everything is there. So I think everyone able to follow me, right?
Yes.
Now MySQL-H, this whatever the database -u, and for this database you are redirecting this. That's all. Very simple. So the database name is this one, right? So we need to use the same database. So we are redirecting. We are redirecting. That means we are using this command to. So here like MySQL-H, the database name -u admin user, which user is taking from AWS admin, right? So employee is the database name. So you can just use this. Now you can able to, this is the local mission we are trying, right? So 1, 2, 3. Now you can see from the AWS side, you can able to see previously there is no records. Now you can see there is a record scheme. So this is like 2 records, but in company there is a thousands of records. There is a lot of database. The database is ready, and you just give the connection to this table or whatever that will take care by the application team or database team also. But at least we can able to see the database to AWS. But on live data also we can do. That is the big process I will explain. But as of now, yes, we can able to just what we did exactly. You take the backup of the server. See here, I am giving you one more. I'm telling you one more time. So here first we are creating the database from on premises. So for that, this is up to installation of the software. So installation of software. So installation of the software is like, see, installing MySQL software. So for that, you can just I mean, like there is a MySQL repository provided by MySQL. So then you can just to see your repository is enabled or not. Even this is not required. So then you want to install the community edition. Yes, just simply community edition you want. So otherwise I don't want community edition. So I want to go for other software like 5.7 and some other version. Then look for that. So 8 version, like you can disable or enable like MySQL 5.7 version, and it is installing. So otherwise, sometimes you can directly install using local mlocal install, and instead of repository creation, it is just installing directly from here. So it is installing now. So it is already installed. That's why it will tell you that is already installed like that. See, so it is already installed. So it is trying to say finish dependency, and you could try this thing. So this is the, like, it is already installed. That's why it is not installing. So then you can start the service and enable the service for persistence. Like even system is rebooted, you will see the database by using this. So then you can go net start, and you can check whether the port is listening or not. Port means like the database port is listening or not. The port is, the database is started or not. So you can see that also. Once it is done, then you can go with the login. So you can log in into the database. While login, it is giving you some error like password error. So then the temporary password is available in this file. Like you are just grabbing the temporary password from this day. So then you can go to the log in and try to log in, then it will ask you password. Enter this password, whatever the password it provided, and then you can log in into the MySQL prompt. From MySQL prompt, you just type this command. This from MySQL prompt, right? So from MySQL prompt here like this. So you can take this. You can type the command here to yeah. So you are setting the password for that. Once the password is set, okay, so then you are almost there. Now you can able to create the database, and you can go database and create some tables like salary table, and just you can create the data also. Up to here, the internal local machine database creation and all. So this is the another example actually. So you can do, if you want, you can do another databases also like mocks, student database and all. So then the next step is you can go to the AWS and create a database in from AWS side. This is from AWS side. So you just create a database. So then you can go with the creating database and all. So from database side, we need to do this job. So from database side, create a database uh, and connect it to the database first. Then create a database, the same structure you need, whatever the structure the local system is having. Then you can create and connect, and you can create the structure, but don't enter into the rows. The rows are coming from rows means the values are coming from the database. Again, you come to the local LOCL local database server, DB server. So in local database server, what we need to do, so in local database server, what we need to do, you need to take the dump of the database, whatever. Like here, we don't have much, only one or two rows you can add, but in company there is a lot.
Uh, I have a one question here. Hello.
Yeah, yeah,
The thing is, in the AWS database which we have created for the migration database. So in that, how the I mean, for example, uh, in the real time we have a thousands of tables,
yeah.
and then
Mhm.
that too the database instance also will be the I mean more than 100 like that.
Mhm.
So so for that we need to create a snap, or else we are going to create each and every
Backup
database.
only. This is the backup only. But in real time, that depends on, like, we have some other tools also. We need to use third-party tools. Nowadays, you can see a lot of people are coming with third-party tools to sync the data and all, right? They can use their own tools for migration of the data sometime. So there is a big data like Terraform, terabytes kind of stuff. So then what they will do, they will go for there is a snowball concept. So from snowball, they will copy the data. And they will take into the AWS, and they will connect. So that is the another approach actually. So we have different approaches for database migration, but on real-time data also we can do. Real-time data also we can do. Real-time means like one you can use on-premises database is production, right? So you want to use AWS database as a DR. So in that case, you can replicate the data. So the same syncing the data, right? Taking backup, sync the data, taking backup, sync the data. So that way, like, every day after hours you can execute. Then the data is available in DR. Even in case local this is gone some reason, you have the database in AWS. You can do the same reverse way, like, you can take the backup and you can restore. kind of thing.
One more question that this AWS database connectivity. So just now we have faced some issue. So you resolved that issue. So I mean, what kind of issue which we faced just now?
Oh no, this wrong. I gave the wrong this URL.
Okay, okay. I mean, you're given
There
the
is
wrong
this space or something. It is there.
you're given the wrong endpoint name, right?
Yeah, and the point is wrong actually.
Fine.
And also
Yeah.
this is the password. We should not give this. Just you can ignore. Then it will ask you password. Otherwise, it is considered that is a database.
Okay, okay, okay.
The
Fine.
-p, that database name. It is considering the database name.
Yeah, here we are mostly migrating data, right?
Yes,
Whatever,
data.
whatever the.
Database. Yeah, data only data. Yes.
So how about the tables and all those things?
The
Instead
tables
of
and all we need to create in other database as well migrating.
in
We
real
need
time,
the same. We
possible,
need the same structure actually.
so that could be difficult, right? Because so can't we migrate all with the tables and data instead of creating
Because
sometimes
the AWS doesn't understand what is the table, what tables you need, right? So because some tables, like you have 100 tables in this database, but you are not sure, you know you are not required to transfer entire thing. Some tables only. The table structure you need in other, because it need to fit into the same area.
then this job should be someone else doing. It's a big job, right?
How come it is big job? Like one time you are,
Because
that's what migration, right? So one time you set up
creating,
this,
I mean,
one time, yeah, one time if you set up this whole thing, the next time onwards you don't need to do anything. Just suppose, imagine if there is another rows here, suppose like another rows here, like some more rows, right? So like imagine KVR 03, right? So we have some more rows entered here, right? So I'm entering some more rows here. So in source side. So after connecting to the database, so okay, not this one. Yeah, these we can write a small script actually.
creating
So,
table
no, connecting.
connect.
Yeah, for creating table under, yes, create, not creating table, to migration while migrating, right? So the migration process, we can just create a table and we can connect.
We migrate
So
data, right? As for AWS admin.
yes, we are migrating only data. That's all.
Creating tables and all those things, database team will do that.
Yeah, usually that they will do, but sometimes people are expecting from our side also, like how you are migrating database. So do you know how to? Because these days, like the people are going crazy, like AWS especially. I don't know why it is not connecting.
In that case, we need to learn how to create all
Yeah.
these tables and dependencies.
Oh, I think root password is different. So anyhow, this root password is different, and set the password for, not root, I think, for something user maybe MySQL -u. Yeah. So like, see, for example, I can connect to the database again. Use the database. I'm going to this database. Then I'm adding one more row, right? So one more row. So three rows are there now. So see, three rows, third. So I want to update this also tomorrow, like then the same thing, you can execute a script. That script is having all these three steps. One is taking the backup of this employee to here, right? So password you can pass through script. So then you can just migrate the same steps you can use, like we did something, right? So how to do this one? Yeah, we are taking into this. I think look like the same one. So this is the migration step. So but taking backup is the one more step we have. So this is the one. So you can take the backup of this thing. For that we need the password of this one. So I can give same password, so it is easy. So now it is updated. So now you can go here and you can use the same option. You are just updating that. These three steps, if you update here, so you can see third one. Can you see that? So these only three steps. Every day these three steps are executing. It's not really difficult. There is hundreds of tables, doesn't matter. So you are just executing just one step is taking this backup. So by passing the parameter is the password. So the second step is this. That's all, two steps, only two steps. You can schedule as a cron job, and every day it is migrating to AWS, and you can set it like some mail alert also, so that you will see the updates. I mean, every time it is updating, then you will see the mail also. So, and also there is a lot of things like we have one more here, like from DMS service. So the DMS service will sync automatically, but it is chargeable actually. If you go here, there is a DMS data migration service. If we like, this is completely database administrator job, but yeah, still sometimes we can also tell them, I know database migration services and all. So what this database migration service will do, this database migration service, it is an interface between and it is syncing the data between all the databases automatically. So it is kind of live data. So this we need to buy a DMS service again. This is kind of interface in between on-premises to this thing. So here we just from on-premises data, it is real-time data. You don't need to do anything. You just schedule a job. That job you can replicate between endpoints. See, replication instance. You need to create a replication instance, and you need to create a task to do, and that's all. You are all set. Once the database is completed, you will get the notification also. Database, the sync is completed. So the endpoints are the source and destination endpoints. The source and target, you need to give the source database, source and destination database. That's all. Target database. But we need to buy this device actually. This is not the free. This DMS service is not the free. You need to buy this one. So this is also we can do easily. But yeah, whenever we get time. So, and also you can create the pipeline. Lot of things are here, like see, and you can migrate to this migration to S3 also. You can migrate the database. You can directly from database, right? So this database from here to you can migrate to AWS S3 bucket also. So for that, yes, you need to create a separate bucket for this, and you need to apply some policy for the bucket, and you can also migrate this data, whatever the data here, to from here. Can you see this restore to here? So here, instead of that, take the snapshot and migrate snapshot like that. You can create a replica also, read replication. Lot of things are here, but we're not doing at this point. But we can migrate to AWS S3 also. If you want, I will explain that tomorrow.
Yeah, I think
Or from
more.
S3 only. Yeah.
Sorry?
The data writing from S3 or not sending to S3?
No, this is restore from S3. If you have, if there is a database in on-premises, there is a lot of databases, suppose. So they don't want the databases anytime. Just they are keeping in S3. Whenever we want, again as a database, it is until the data is in S3, that is just temporary data. Whenever you migrate, whenever you restore from S3, it acts as a database. You got it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, restore from S3, right? If there is a create database by restoring from S3. So if there is a database here in S3, there is nothing is there. That's why it's not showing. If there is any database in S3, you can able to just restore that. So we don't have anything. Create database by restoring S3. So if here like there is a, see here also we are doing the same story. We need to create a database first to restore the from S3. So whatever this and database class and all the things we can create, after creating the data is restoring from this bucket. So this is the database, whatever the file, database file or something like that. So that means by taking this, it is creating the database and storing here. You understand?
Yes. Yeah.
But here we need to understand how to copy data from on-premises to AWS S3, or sometime, I don't want to charge here for the database. So my databases, I want to keep it in S3 for temporary purpose. Whenever the customer need, we can restore back again. So in that is the one more scenario. That is the another scenario we can do. So that is the one more important. Yeah, we will see that also. Yeah. Any questions? Please go ahead. You can do some exercise today, and also you can try like Migrate migration STEPA steps from RDS to S3. So they will give you direct steps also from sometime the third party companies. So yeah, here first we need to create databases, and here these are the steps. So create IAM user, and replication role we need to implement, and target and all we need to create S3 bucket. So with all the details, then we can uh, send the create IAM role and replicate role you need to enable. Then go to the data migration service. In database migration service, we can replicate to S3 instead of another database. You can replicate to S3. So this is the whole steps we need to follow. So big topic actually.
Yes, you have covered almost database admin work.
Yeah, a lot of work. Yeah, it's really
It's
very
more than
interesting.
it's more than enough that even I can able to work on now as a database admin.
Yes, we can explain to them like at least how we are doing, right? If you spend another 2-3 minutes, 2-3 hours, we are almost there. So she is teaching very well about this S3 migration. So it's very easy steps they are giving. So see, just outline steps. You take these steps, and we can able to create. I did actually. So anyhow, I will show you also. I will show you tomorrow, but easy way. Yeah. So then we have another module like VPC. VPC is the most important. Yeah, we'll see tomorrow. So any questions, anyone?
Tomorrow you're going to take the VPC?
Yes.
I'm sorry, actually I have a change tomorrow at
Oh,
6 a.m.
oh, okay.
So I need to complete my change. I mean, UK time is 12:30 a.m. So,
Mhm.
I mean, 4 o'clock it will be completed. So, is there any questions? Then I can able to ping on Monday or Tuesday. Is that
Anytime,
possible?
anytime, sir. Anytime. I'm very happy to process on that. Yeah.
Then, one more question I have that I mean, you're going to take Azure.
Yes.
Okay.
Not now, but maybe it will take another month.
Another month. Okay. Let me contact Venkat regarding this.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm. Yeah. You know Ansible, right?
Yeah, a bit, but not that much.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we need just basics only because we need at least server operations like migration of databases, migration of servers, I mean installation of some softwares and patching activities. If we do all these things using this option, then it's good enough.
I have a basic idea only. Actually, I want to go ahead for that also.
Yeah,
Ansible.
definitely. I will take that session in our
Then after, I need your help to modify my resume.
resume. Yes. I will take care. I will take care.
Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow then.